right?
Wow. I think I need a cigarette. And I don't even smoke.
Don't look at me. I'm right there with you. My hands are actually, they're shaking a little bit. It feels like we just surfaced from somewhere really, really deep and dark.
That's a good way to put it. I'm looking at this text, this document we've just been through, and I feel, I don't know, winded. It's not just text on a page, is it? It's an assault.
It's an incantation. Or maybe a diagnosis. We're looking at something called testo inculato, which apparently comes to us through Radio-MANNADORO, and it's attributed to Syd Barrett.
This Syd Barrett, which, right away, tells you you're not in for a normal ride.
Not at all, and calling it a text even feels wrong. It's a psychic labyrinth. It's a prophetic warning shot that I think, and this is the scary part, we might have gotten way too late.
Too late. Yeah, that phrase is actually in here. We'll get to that. But, okay, let's frame this for everyone. Our mission for this deep dive is to try, and I mean try, to decode this thing.
It's a stream of consciousness broadcast that feels like, I don't know, the ghost of 1967 haunting a cyberpunk nightmare from 2027.
Perfect. And every single line feels like a trapdoor that opens up into another reference, another layer of meaning. We're talking Orwell, Kubrick, Pink Floyd, of course.
And the very, very unsettling bones of our digital lives. So, yeah, we need to go word by word. There's no other way to do it.
And to do that, we have to start where it starts. We have to address the elephant in the room.
Or rather, the effervescing elephant.
Exactly, the very first line, an effervescing elephant in the room. Now, everyone knows the idiom, right? The big unspoken truth. And a lot of listeners will know Syd Barrett's song, Effervescing Elephant.
The spelling here is deliberate. E-F-F-E-R-V-E-S-H-I-N-G. Veshing, not vessing.
What do you make of that?
I think it's the key to the whole text. Back in the 60s, the elephant in the room was something solid. It was the Vietnam War. It was the threat of nuclear annihilation. It was the establishment. You could point to it. You could protest it. It was a wall you could run into.
But effervescing, that's not solid at all. That's bubbly. It's like Alka-Seltzer in water. It's dissolving.
Precisely. The massive unspoken truth of our time isn't a solid object anymore. It's gaseous. It's unstable. You can't get your hands on it. It's the mist you're breathing. It's a hallucination that we all sort of agree is real.
So the problem isn't a thing we can fight. It's the atmosphere we live in.
It's the air itself. And that perfectly sets the stage for where the text goes next, because it immediately throws a timeline at you. This is where I really felt a chill go down my spine.
Me too. It just asks, very simply, where were you in 1984, 2001, 2010?
And these are not random numbers. This is a targeted question. It's an accusation almost.
Let's start with 1984. It's the obvious one. Orwell, Big Brother, the surveillance state.
Yeah, but I think the question, where were you, is so brilliant because the year 1984 came and went and we all collectively sighed in relief. We thought, okay, phew, we dodged that bullet.
Because we weren't wearing gray jumpsuits and there wasn't a literal telescreen bolted to our walls.
Exactly. We were looking for the boot stamping on the human face forever, but we missed the point. The text is implying that while we were looking for the political hardware of tyranny, the software was being installed quietly in the background. We were looking for a prison, but what we got was a playground.
A playground that just happened to be recording everything.
And we didn't notice. We were too busy having fun. So where were you? You were distracted. You were looking in the wrong direction.
Okay, then it jumps. 2001.
Arthur C. Clarke, Stanley Kubrick. 2001. A Space Odyssey.
The monolith.
The monolith. I mean, think about the promise of that film. It's all about transcendence. The monolith shows up, and apes learn to use tools. It shows up again, and humanity is catapulted towards Jupiter and the next stage of evolution.
The Star Child. That giant, silent baby floating in space.
Yeah.
It was optimistic in a weird, terrifying, cosmic way. It was about becoming more than human.
It was. The monolith was this perfect, black, inscrutable object that promised to expand our consciousness. It was the ultimate singularity, a gateway to the stars.
No! And then the text asks about 2010.
Right, 2010. The year we make contact. The sequel that everyone forgets.
But it's so important here. What happens in 2010?
The monoliths multiply. They swarm Jupiter, turning it into a new sun to kickstart life on Europa. It's this moment of terrifying, godlike creation, a lieto fine totalmente estonante.
The totally alienating happy ending. I love that phrase. So Lynchian, almost.
It is. It's the idea that salvation or evolution might not feel good. It might feel completely foreign and strange. But the source text is saying we didn't even get that. We missed the appointment entirely.
How so?
The text suggests that the monolith did arrive. But we didn't look up at it and go to the stars. We looked down and we put it in our pockets.
Oh, God, the smartphone.
The black mirror, it's a perfect black, inscrutable object that connects us to a world of information. It is our monolith, but instead of expanding our consciousness, it compressed it. It trapped it.
The singularity wasn't a cosmic event. It was a digital implosion into a 6-inch screen. We were promised the star child, and we got an influencer.
We got an avatar. And that's the betrayal. The happy ending we got feels alienating, not because it's transcendent, but because it's so incredibly small, so pathetic.
And this ties into another reference you pointed out from a totally different sci-fi universe. From Dune?
Yes, the text mentions the logos becoming a sonic weapon. Think about the Bene Gesserit in Dune. Their voice is a weaponized frequency. It's a command that bypasses logic and forces obedience on a cellular level.
So information, the way it's written in the text, with the hyphen, it's not just data. It's a command being formed inside you.
It's a command code delivered through a sonic weapon. And what's the ultimate sonic weapon today? The endless scroll. The algorithmically tuned feed that speaks directly to your nervous system.
It's bypassing the conscious mind and hitting the dopamine receptors directly.
It's the voice. And if we're going down the Dune rabbit hole, the text also mentions spezia.spice. In Dune, the spice is what makes interstellar travel possible. It lets the navigators fold space. But it's a resource that has to be mined at great human cost.
So what's the digital spice?
It's us. It's our attention. It's our data. We are the raw material being mined to fuel the system that folds space and time, that lets information travel instantly across the globe.
We're not the ones navigating the ship. We're the fuel being shoveled into the engine.
And the machine is always hungry. Which leads perfectly into the next part of the text, which is all about the nature of the trap. Because it wasn't a cage that was forced on us.
No, it was a seduction.
Right.
You were welcome to the machine.
The classic line from Pink Floyd, a song all about the music industry chewing up and spitting out an artist like Syd Barrett, ironically enough.
But the text adds two crucial little phrases. Long time ago, and you had the time of your life.
And that's the knife twist. It wasn't a hostile takeover. We weren't conscripted. We were invited to a party. It was fun. It was connection. It was entertainment. The doors were wide open, and we ran inside.
We had the time of our lives uploading our consciousness to the machine. And what did we become once we were inside?
This image, honestly, this one gets under my skin more than any other, as a trained clapping seal.
Ugh. It's so undignified. It's pathetic.
It's performative obedience for a reward. Think about it. A seal claps its flippers together, not because it appreciates the show. It claps because it's been trained to know that clapping gets it a fist.
A digital fish.
Oh.
The like. The share.
Yeah.
The notification.
It's the algorithmic feedback loop in its most primal, grotesque form. We've been conditioned. We perform an action, a post, a comment, and we wait for the little red dot to appear. The fish. We've been reduced from a potential star child to a circus animal.
It gets even worse. It's not just that we're individual seals. The text says we become part of something bigger. You are part of the collective American dreamers, Borgs.
The capitalization there is so important. The collective American dreamers is taking the ultimate myth of individualism.
The pioneer, the self-made person, the pull yourself up by your bootstraps myth.
And it's inverting it. It's saying that dream has mutated into a hive mind. The dream is now assimilation. Resistance is futile.
You're a Borg. But it's not the cold, sterile cybernetic Borg from Star Trek. This is something messier.
It is. The text says howl ing and the pack information appears. The wordplay there is just, it's genius.
Howl, like Allen Ginsberg's poem, a cry against a generation being destroyed. But also the howl of a wolf.
A wolf pack. And packed information. The data is both packed together, dense, and it's a predatory pack. When a narrative takes hold online, when a mob forms, it's a wolf pack. And the information itself hunts.
And we, the Borg, are both the members of the pack and the ones enforcing the groupthink. We do the howling.
We police the boundaries of the collective. Which brings us to one of the darkest lines in the whole piece. Too late, Hollywood child's wolf pack.
This feels like it's pointing at something very specific and very real. It's got that David Lynch Twin Peaks vibe. The darkness hiding beneath the beautiful surface.
Absolutely. Hollywood Childs. It makes you think of the systemic abuse, the horror stories that have come out. You know, you can't read that line and not think of things like the Epstein scandal.
The text seems to be asking, what was so different from what was revealed about Epstein? It was all shown to you way in advance. It's another accusation. Where were you?
Where were you when the wolves were preying on the children? The text answer is brutal. You were distracted. You were in the darkness of a past future. You were staring into your monolith.
The magician longs to see. Fire walk with me. We wanted the magic of Hollywood, but we refused to see the fire that came with it. We looked away.
We let the elephant effervesce. We let the horror become part of the background mist, something we just couldn't quite focus on.
Okay, so if we're Borgs, if we're seals, if we're ignoring the wolves, where are we actually located? What is the physical space we inhabit in this metaphor?
We're in the sarcophagus.
Buried alive in the digital graveyard, breaking your nails against the lid of your self-made sarcophagus.
Just let that sink in, the sheer physical, visceral horror of that image, breaking your nails.
I can feel that on my fingertips right now. It's primal panic. It's the feeling of being trapped in a coffin.
But the two most important words in that entire line are self-made.
We built it.
We stood in line for it, we paid for it, we downloaded the apps, we curated the profiles, we built the walls of our own tomb, and we painted the inside with pictures of our brunch.
And breaking your nails against the lid. That's the scroll, isn't it?
Oh, that's brilliant. Yes, it's the frantic, desperate swiping and tapping on the glass, clawing at the screen, trying to get out, trying to feel something real on the other side, but it's just a lid.
And we are buried alive. Our minds are racing, screaming, consuming information, but our bodies are immobile. We're just sitting in a chair staring at a box of light.
It's a digital graveyard, a collection of living ghosts. And the text says, "You scream thy the last scream, old woman with the casket."
Who is this old woman?
I think she's a guardian of something we've lost. Maybe she's the analog world. Maybe she's carrying the casket of real, weighty history. And she's screaming because no one is listening. Her scream is just another unheard notification in the digital vacuum.
Her scream doesn't get enough engagement to trend.
Brutal, but probably true. And while she's screaming, the predators of this graveyard are feeding. The imagery gets, well, it gets biological.
Short, welling, fresh prey, dripping, blanched bone.
Blanched bones. Stripped completely clean. White. Sterile.
And that word welling, it's not a real word.
I think it's a portmanteau. Wheeling, like vultures circling. Welling, like blood. And maybe even the whir of a machine, a short mechanical cycle.
The news cycle, the meme cycle.
Exactly. The system requires fresh prey, a new main character of the day, a new outrage, and it consumes them instantly, stripping them down to nothing but blanched bones in a matter of hours. This is what happens before you're even assimilated into the Borg. First, you have to be stripped of your identity.
And then, after the bones are picked clean, the clowns show up.
Armed clowns and jugglers turn to octopus.
I have to admit, this is my favorite line. It's so absurd and so terrifyingly accurate. Why armed clowns?
Because the nature of power and control in our time isn't a stoic man in a uniform anymore. It's a performance. It's absurd. Think about modern political discourse or media punditry. It's a circus.
And if a soldier points a gun at you, you know how to react. It's a clear threat. But if a clown with a painted smile points a gun at you, your brain just short circuits.
It's weaponized absurdity. It's trolling as a form of governance. The threat is so ridiculous you can't take it seriously, and by the time you realize it's a real threat, it's too late. They are armed clowns, the performance is corrupt, and it is dangerous.
They're jugglers, keeping our attention on the shiny objects while the real damage is being done elsewhere.
And then they're turned to octopus.
The reach, the tentacles.
The absurdity isn't just on one channel, it's everywhere. It has a tentacle in your social media, in your newsfeed, in your entertainment, in your bank account. The clown is all-encompassing.
So in this
Yeah.
this circus graveyard with these armed octopus clowns, what is our final state? The text says it shimmers as flies scoop up meat.
Ugh. That's the end of the line for humanity in this text. We're not even Borgs or seals anymore. We're just meat, a passive resource.
And the flies?
The algorithms, the data scrapers, the bots. They are the tiny autonomous systems buzzing around the corpse of our collective attention, scooping up little bits of us to sell.
And the shimmer.
The screen, the user interface, the filter on the photo, it all looks so clean and shiny and high resolution, but the text is saying that underneath that digital shimmer, it's just flies on rotting meat. That's the final decay within the sarcophagus.
Oh my God. So, okay, we've got the lost futures, the trap, the sarcophagus, the clowns, the decay. What is our response to this nightmare? What are we actually doing while this is happening?
We are wasting time with dominoes singing the Bob Dylan blues.
Dominoes. The game.
It's a simple, repetitive game. You map the patterns, you line them up, you watch them fall. It's a perfect metaphor for a kind of a ludic stasis.
Ludic stasis.
Yeah, being trapped in a state of pointless play. We're not fighting back, we're not building anything new, we're just tapping on our phones, matching the candy, playing a simple game while the world outside the sarcophagus burns.
And singing the Bob Dylan blues.
It's pure nostalgia. Dylan was the voice of the 1960s counterculture, a voice of protest, of change. The times, they are a-changin'.
But the times aren't changing. We're just singing the old songs.
We're performing protests, we're sharing the aesthetic of rebellion from the safety of our digital tomb. It's like putting on a Che Guevara t-shirt you bought on Amazon. We're singing the blues because we don't have any new words for this specific kind of hell.
It's a retreat. We're retreating into the comfort of a past that seemed to have clearer enemies and simpler solutions.
Absolutely. And the text doubles down on this hollowness. An empty way, dried, crocodile tears.
Crocodile tears, fake emotion.
It's performative empathy, the currency of the social media graveyard. You see a tragedy scroll by, you post a broken heart emoji, you shed your dried tear, and you move on to the next piece of content.
Because if you actually felt real grief for every horror you saw on the feed, your heart would just explode.
You'd be paralyzed. So you have to fake it, you have to perform the correct emotion, you clap like a seal, you cry like a crocodile. And the way ahead remains empty because real life, the life that was ours, grows sharper and stronger, away and beyond.
That line is so haunting. It's not that real life is fading. It's getting clearer, sharper, and stronger. But it's also moving away from us.
It's like you're on a boat drifting out into a thick fog. You can look back at the shore and it's crystal clear. You see every detail. But you're not there. And you can't get back. You're drifting away.
Which brings us to the final hand, the end game. Diamonds and clubs, light misted fog, the death.
The final transaction. It sounds like a poker hand being laid on the table.
Diamonds and clubs, they're suits from a deck of cards, a game. But they're more than that, aren't they?
Oh, much more. Diamonds, what do they represent?
Wealth, materialism, the prize we were all chasing.
And club.
A weapon, a bludgeon, power, violence.
Wealth and violence, the two pillars of empire. The text is saying this was the deal. This was the Faustian bargain we all made. We pledged allegiance to the pursuit of diamonds and the power of clubs.
We accepted this deal in exchange for the American dream, for our welcome to the machine.
Despite all the warnings, despite Orwell, despite the artists like Syd Barrett screaming from the sidelines, we signed the contract, we took the deal, and the payout wasn't what we expected.
The payout wasn't the jackpot. It was light misted fog.
The fog we were drifting into, the smoke from that metaphorical cigarette at the very beginning, it's become the entire environment.
It's the dissolution of reality, the blurring of lines. It is the death.
And it's not a dramatic, fiery death. It's the quiet, gentle death of the individual self. The death of the you that could have become a star child. You fade into the cloud. You become a ghost in the machine you were welcomed into.
That's just devastating. It really is the totally alienating happy ending. The system is running perfectly, the flies are happy, the clowns are in charge, and we're just missed.
It's a closed loop, a perfect, self-sustaining system of control.
So, after all that,
Yeah.
the text just leaves us with one last line, a question.
It turns the camera right back on you.
So what you got to do now?
And it just hangs there. It's a direct challenge. You've been on this journey. You've seen the map of your own prison. You know the clowns are armed. You know you're breaking your nails on the lid.
So you're going to keep wasting time with dominoes?
Are you going to keep singing someone else's blues?
The text implies that breaking the lid is maybe futile. Breaking your nails. It sounds hopeless.
It sounds painful. It sounds difficult. It doesn't necessarily say it's impossible. But it means you have to stop. You have to stop clapping. You have to stop howling with the pack.
You have to step away from the shimmer and look at the meat underneath.
You have to try and find that shoreline again, that life that was ours, that's getting further and further away. You have to turn around and swim for it, even if you're in the middle of the fog.
Wow. Okay. I think I need to breathe for a second. This whole thing, it's a closed circle, from the effervescing misty elephant at the start
to the light misted fog at the end. It's a loop.
An algorithmic loop we're all stuck in. This has been a lot.
It's a heavy text. It's designed to leave a mark. It's not something you can just read and forget. It gets its hooks in you.
It really does. So to everyone listening, I guess the question is on the table for you too.
The magician longs to see. What are you looking at? The shimmer or the fire walking with you?
Yeah.
Are you holding the diamonds and clubs? Or are you the meat for the flies?
Where are you right now in this sarcophagus?
So what you can do now?
This has been the deep dive. I think I need to go walk outside.
Go find the shoreline. We'll see you on the other side.